ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of the Ultra Confusion Thursday Night Hangout. I, of course, am your host, Charlie, and I'm joined this time by a new co-host. I know that people might think, that's not Celius, that's not Jesse. This, my friends, is Jason. So hey, say hello, Jason.
Hello, Jason.
Wunderbar. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this, of course, is the Ultra Confusion Thursday Night Hangout. This is where we get to talk about topics that are cool and awesome and whatnot. Some of you who've seen the show as of late might notice that things look a little different simply because you look like Sergeant Carter from Gomer Pyle.
Nice.
Noise!
Hate mail's already starting. I like it.
You probably noticed right off the bat, it looks kind of different. There's no topics, whatever. That is because there are no set topics this evening. I'm kind of riding by the seat of my pants. I mean, they are sexy pants. But anyways, the fact of the matter is I want to actually start a dialogue right off the bat with anyone and everyone who wants to talk about nerdy stuff. And I don't want to feel like we're putting ourselves inside a box, be it... let's talk about, I don't know, the bit currency rating, blah, 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 or data mining or whatever, or how Facebook has stolen all of our identities. Unless you want to talk about it, then we can talk about it.
Dislike that.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm going to start off with, Jason already knows, and I know that some of you out there probably know that I have a little bit of an issue when it comes to Funko Pop figurines. I believe the new count is 148. Sorry, I almost said 48. That would have been stupid. 148, and the 3-packs only count as one. So I just want to put that out there because I do have a couple 3-packs, and I actually have a 2-pack, and that's the Grady twins from The Shining. But yeah, I have a slight problem. I was doing so well until I went to Walmart today, and then I bought 12 new ones. So. Damn! So.
Certainly impressive.
Thank you. I almost have the complete sets for Rick and Morty and Ready Player One. And what's the other one? I'm missing like one. Oh, Gravity Falls. Sam Grizzle, Bitcoin, $8,278. Hoping it drops to 0. Cheap graphics card for everyone. Ah, yes, that's right. One of the best ways to do the data mining to try to gain Bitcoins is to utilize the processor and the graphics card. So the graphics cards have actually like skyrocketed in price because that's what the GPU is, that type of calculation is what the GPU is made for. So the graphics card companies could set whatever price they want because if you want Bitcoins, you got to get, the top line
high-level
thing.
Processors.
I personally, I have Bitcoin simply because I.
The collection?
No, it was I got Bitcoin because somebody recommended a cryptocurrency app, and if I put their keyword in, I would get $10 free Bitcoins, not 10 Bitcoins, but $10 worth of Bitcoins, which is like 0.000000728 or something of a Bitcoin. Yeah, I've held on to all my cryptocurrency, even though Facebook shut it down. They won't allow any advertisement for cryptocurrency, and Google has shut it down. So cryptocurrency is kind of like, I don't know what the hell's going on. I guess if you're really cool, you're still doing it. No, it's not.
Yeah, but where's that? I mean, where can you still exchange?
It's
like their own markets, but I mean, you can't go and.
I guess it would be you.
Like purchase. What could you trade for?
So, there are certain retailers that allow for Bitcoins, not just any cryptocurrency. There are other cryptocurrencies out there, but it's more like an exchange rate. Mm-hmm. So the way that my cryptocurrency looks is that I have the ability to basically see how much it's worth in American dollars, and then for like a transaction fee, I could basically take it all out and put it into dollars. I put, let's see here. I put 125, so 250. I put $250 in because when it comes to this kind of stuff, just put whatever you're okay with losing. So I put $250 in, which I probably my wife would have said no, we're not okay with losing that, but I was like, and I'm sitting at I think $300 something worth of cryptocurrency, so I'm ahead of the game. But
cash out, go big.
Yeah.
Before Korea shuts it down.
Well, actually, there was a hell of a scandal. I think it was China was actually like trying to like super duper. China's always like, you know, for like MMOs, they're like gold mining to try to get more money to the online players so they could buy stuff. And what you do is there's like, you know, you pay real money and they give you like a shit ton of stuff because they're just sitting there in the game all day, just trying, you know, rinse and repeating to gain all this currency. And so apparently China was doing the exact same thing for cryptocurrency. Yeah. Sorry, I'm trying to multitask. Give me 1 second here. All right. So outside of the realm of cryptocurrency, does anyone have any interesting collection hobbies like myself? Actually, this is my. I've gone through phases.
Right.
Once upon a time, it was anime, which I have 400 DVDs worth of anime. And then I left anime and started collecting Marvel action figures. And I would have probably continued to do that. However, the box that those figures were in were unfortunately situated underneath the, what the hell you call it? The exhaust pipe for the HVAC system. So, you know, it pushes out all that like acidic water, and they were copper pipes. So they basically ate through it and then dumped into that box. So that shit was ruined. And I was like, nah, I'm not going to do anything. I'm not going to do anything. I'm not going to do it again. And lo and behold, I found something. Funko Pop. And it started with 2. And I won one of them at trivia. Trivia at Bell and Brew every Wednesday night. Where if you try to take on that trivia, you're probably going to get your ass handed to you because they'll be like, oh, it's comic book theme. I know comic books. No, you don't know comic books. Oh, it's Street Fighter related. I know Street Fighter. No, you don't know Street Fighter. Because I'll go into like the origin story of the master of Ryu, whatever you want to call him, Ryu, whatever the hell your pronunciation is, had a sister named this. I'm like, who the fuck knows that shit? Everyone knows that shit. Apparently, I don't know.
I don't know that.
I don't know that either. It's not really my forte. So, Mr. Jason, I assume, since you're on this show, that you do have a working understanding of video games.
I know my way around a pad.
Fantastic. So what is your either favorite genre or favorite, we'll say favorite genre or favorite platform, and then we'll build off from there.
Yeah.
It's a tough one, ladies and gentlemen.
It's I was PlayStation pretty hardcore, the 1 and 2 for a while. Ninja Gaiden, I've kind of followed through the various systems it's been on. Wow. Mm-hmm. And then lately the draw is Halo, to be honest. But that's the occasional.
Halo.
It's the Halo world.
Which Halo?
I finally have 3. So.
I've played all the Halos. No, god damn it. All right, Sam Grizzle has a hard-on for Battlefield 1. He wants me to play so bad. And I've already stated this. I'm okay with first-person shooters. I have no issue with first-person shooters. However, I don't like it being too realistic. So if I'm battling other human beings, it's iffy for me. Like if I'm playing like Halo, I want to play, I'm playing against the Covenant. I'm cool with that because it's a make-believe race, hopefully, unless they come and kill us all. Or Gears of War, where's the Locust coming from down below, which it's ironic. I mean, if you really want to break it down, Gears of War is literally Halo, but instead of in outer space, they literally just went, they're under the ground. It's a different game. Totally different game.
Sold.
Ta-da! Yeah, I just don't like the Call of Duties. I'm not a huge fan of Battlefield. I just don't want like realistic. I tried to play, what was the first one? Was it the first Modern Warfare? Or I think it was the first Modern Warfare where you had to do the airplane, the airport scene, which I was like, and done. Never doing this again. Nope. Nope.
So Age of Empires, like those types of games where you're building communities and armies.
Real-time strategy. Well, actually, was it turn-based or was it real-time? Like everything's happening, or did you like do this and then click done?
Everything was kind of happening accelerated, but you kind of happen like, Galactic Battlegrounds, those Star Wars themed, build your bases, go find the other teams, wipe them out,
Civilization.
Get your holocrons.
Zelius is or was, and no, he still is. He's a huge fan of Civ, but I think Civ 3 is actually his favorite. For some reason, at some point, Civilization decided to change the way that you can stack your units. You used to be able to, like, in a single location, you can stack whatever units you want to. And I think at Civ 5, it could only be the same type of unit that could sit there. I was like, that's stupid. But then Civ 5 also went, instead of from a grid, they went to a hex grid. So it wasn't square, it was hex. So I guess because you can now have six, yeah, there you go. You can have 6 different places instead of 4, or,
right?
Then you don't have to combine. I was like, no, that's not cool. I'm okay with those types of games. They kind of get boring for me. The exception to the rule is a game that, unfortunately, will probably never be remade, and that is a game called Masters of Magic, which is basically Lords of the Realm, but in a magical setting. It was a turn-based strategy game where you try to do as much as you can with your. It's basically Civilization. It's literally Civilization, but like with like Merlin and devil magic and stuff. Yeah. Damn it! I'm trying. Let me see if I can't. It's either that or that. That sucks balls. I wanted to get. All right, let's get a look close then.
Near. This feels like a Sesame Street episode.
I know.
So I do collect pieces of Legos that I step on frequently, and
do you collect them in your heel, or do you actually get to?
Sometimes the toe, sometimes the heel, sometimes I roll my ankle across, and I get the whole leg. So it just feels like.
That makes me think the. Oh my God! There you go. That makes me think of. You've probably seen like the GIF or GIF or whatever the fuck you want to. GIF, okay? Where it's like it says parent training, and it's literally. An adult on a treadmill and someone's just dumping Legos on. It's true. It's true. I have thankfully not encountered Legos. However, Hot Wheels, that shit is everywhere.
And that's an added challenge because it moves.
Yeah. No. I was looking at some of my son's collection about him, about what his collection looks like, and unfortunately, he's got quite a few that have like a bent roof now, and I know why, because I stepped on him, and that's why, sir. That is why.
Not from flying across the room, from just because that's what cars should do.
Why is it in the middle of my hallway? not my hallway, but middle of the hallway. I just don't understand, man. But yeah, it's a painful thing. So I'm terrible. I've already started Brody off on like collecting Hot Wheels. Like inadvertently, subconsciously, I was like, every single time I went to the grocery store, you can get like a new Hot Wheel for like 99 cents. So I just like throw a couple in the cart, and then randomly I'd hand them out to him. And now he's got like, I don't know, 50 different Hot Wheels. And I try to keep a running tally in my head to make sure he doesn't have any duplicates. Which of course I cannot do with Funko Pop, which is why I actually have a spreadsheet that I tried to put on the website, alterconfusion.com, to show you, but unfortunately the formatting is absolute shit. So it only shows you 4 rows at a time. I need to find a way to actually like
single cell and just blow them all in there.
No, well, it's like I think it's
just merge it and just shove it through.
No. It's basically like, so it's 3 columns wide, but for some, so yeah, 3 columns. I show the entire 3 columns. However, when it comes to this, the embedding code has no like height. So it literally just shows. It's just it literally just defaults to 4, and I've got no way to change that default. I'm sure that there's some internet gurus out there that'll be able to help me out, but yeah, if you want to see my Funko Pop collection, a list of it, even though it would be painful to scroll through, you can go to www.alterconfusion.com, go to the About Us section, and click on Charlie, and it's at the bottom of the page. So yeah, collecting Funko Pops. I know it's a problem. Look, the thing is, when I bought this last 12,
you don't have to defend it. It's cool.
No. As soon as here's the thing though. As soon as I bought the 12, on my way home, I was like, you know what? I gotta go to IKEA. I gotta get more shelves. That was my immediate thought. I didn't even get home yet. I don't even know if they're gonna fit on the shelf. Like, you know what? I'm probably gonna need to buy more shelves so that I can put them there, because I'm doubling up here and it's bothering me to death.
You've got some growth, some room for growth here.
Yeah, I know.
It should be good.
Are you drinking Canada Dry Ginger Ale? What's the jingle? Canada Dry Ginger Ale, just so sweet? What is the jingle for Canada Dry Ginger Ale? Taste can't be beat? Nah, I can't remember.
Good with whiskey?
That works too.
That works. Oh, time to unwind. No, maybe that's just the can.
No.
Crap marketing. All right.
Let's see here.
Who unwinds with Canada Dry?
I don't know. What's the other ginger ale? Schweppes. That's what my dad is an exclusive Schweppes with Jack Daniels drinker. A dash of Schweppes and some Jack Daniels.
Splash.
What he wants to do is he opens up the can, and the mist that comes out, he just kind of rotates around the cup to get that extra splash, and then he just fills it with Jack Daniels.
Essence of Canada Dry.
Kids, I'm just kidding. Or dudes and ladies, maybe I'm not kidding. We'll never know. So
there's Canada Dry in there, but there's not necessarily all Canada Dry.
It's not pure Canada Dry. All right, so you said Halo. So Halo is your current go-to right now?
That's the current go-to now. Nap times, alone times.
I play too many games. And unfortunately, so for those of you out there who don't know, Ultra Confusion has been going on for 10 years, the website. The Thursday Night Hangout has been going on for, I don't even know how long. I don't know. As a video, I think we're 279 episodes in. As just an overall show, because I know we started off as a podcast. I think we're at like 400. But once upon a time, and up till recently, I was doing news articles and writing reviews and all that stuff. And to be honest with you, I got burnt the hell out. So, but the funny thing is, I'm like, man, I should write a review for this. But because I haven't really had that going for me constantly, I'm like, I should. But I'm going to play the game. So I'm playing a ton of games, a lot of clicker games on my phone, because literally just like while you work. Got this, you're doing this, and then you're going, oh yeah, I answer that email, and I answer this email, and I answer this. Oh yeah, I'm doing good. Oh, okay. Oh shit, I just disabled one phone. Anyways, but yeah. PC, it's either Paladins or Slay the Spire, which of course is a viewer favorite of certain viewers of the Ultra Confusion channel. And then, well, Paladins is also a favorite. So it's literally like Slay the Spire or Paladins. You will not see me play Fortnite. I mean, you saw me play Fortnite. That was a one-time deal. I'm never playing it again. I didn't even know what the fuck I was supposed to do in that game. It's like, here, you're on an island. Kill each other. If you die, the game's over. Great.
Simple.
I was like, why am I picking up supplies? What are these supplies for? And then it turns out you can build stuff. So what did I do? I basically aimed myself for a mountain or a hill or whatever where no one was near. And I basically just scrapped the entire area of the trees and all the metal and just built a fucking house because it's like, I don't know. And it turns out that once you start building something, you can actually go up said thing. So if you built stairs and it's still in the process of building, you can actually ascend the stairs. I was waiting for the stairs to complete before walking up. Apparently, that's a no-no. Yeah, so the best I ever finished was 26th, simply because no one could find me. Because I was in the middle of nowhere. And Sam Grizzle, someday you'll join chess.com like a real man. Sam, once again, once upon a time, I did play chess. I have put it in my rearview mirror. I do play chess on a very rare occasion, but I don't play chess no more. It is much more stressful than you would think when you try to take it seriously. Actually, hell, any game, any activity that you take seriously becomes quite stressful when put in the right or wrong situation. And I was about to make a comment, and I'm going to refrain, because when I said any situation or any activity, certain things popped in my head because I'm a dirty, dirty man. I was talking about sex, people. Jesus. But anyways, so let's see here. And then, of course, I'm playing Zelda on the Switch. Unfortunately, I took a hiatus from Zelda simply because we're cleaning up the house, and I had to put the Switch on the actual docking station instead of the charger by my bed. So I wasn't able to roll over and go, oh, I could play a couple.
Yeah, you got a couple minutes while you're...
And ironically, I was talking to one of my friends. I was like, you know what? I haven't played forever because I had to move to the docking station. Of course, that night I was like, off the docking station, back to the bed. Because I don't sleep much. I know a lot of people will be like, but you take naps all the time. Yes, but that's not by choice. That's my body going, hey, by the way.
Yeah, take a second, power nap.
It's not narcolepsy, but it's pretty damn close. It's called hypersomnia. That's why I have to take the pills. That's why I have to go to the brain dude to make sure all my synapses and crazy stuff is going on. It was funny. I had to do a sleep lab thing. And the guy's like, dude, I don't know what to tell you. Every single time we were monitoring you, you looked fine. I'm like, yeah, the problem was I kept passing out when you weren't monitoring me.
With all the head, all the cables.
Oh yeah,
and,
I was glued and electrodes and stuff like that. I'm like, there is a live camera in the room that if the lady was paying attention, she would be like, oh shit, power on. He's out again. Because like you take like an hour nap, then they wake you up. And then you take like, I don't know, it's like 15 minutes or 30 minutes, then try it again. Well, you're too young to own a plastic box with SMTFS. Sadly, I own 2. And the problem is I don't use them. But my wife keeps buying a new one for me, going, you know, this would probably help with your pills. I'm like, yeah, okay. I do it for 2 weeks, and then I'm like, nah. I'll just be like, pop, boom, pop, boom, pop, boom. Like, I'm going to have to open up the damn bottle anyways. And if I just, I'm going to have to open up each individual thing anyway, so that's my rationale. It probably makes no sense whatsoever, so, but whatever. Anywho, enough about my personal life. So, question for you, sir.
7.
Of course, this is the day and age of the free-to-play games. and some would say the free pay-to-win games, where if you actually want to play the game, you have to actually spend money on it. And there, of course, there's also games that are literally like there are games out there that are one-time buys, and then you got the entire game. And then there's the episodic games where you buy like in installments. So my question for you, sir, is if you were forced with the choice between that type of game, would you be okay with a scenario where you could play it? However, if you really want to excel at it, you've got to spend money.
You're talking about the point and click or just the mindless. So, I'll never pay $2.99 for an extra 20 coins on extra.
Yeah.
But you play it so much, and then you're just like, oh, screw it. Thanks to Apple Pay, I can just, thumbprint it, and now I get there. So I've done that, or I'll just buy the game outright and just play it until I'm sick of it, but keep playing it because it's already paid for.
No, I to be honest with you, for me, if I know going into it that it is a game in which I will not excel unless I pay money, I won't play it. However, if it's a game that I can get into, and I feel like I'm actually making progress, or I've put a lot of time into the game, and then I'm presented with an opportunity to maybe gain an additional power-up, or maybe gain a temporary boost, then I might pay for that. But if it's like right at the beginning, I'm getting slapped in the face with, hey, you should probably pay this to really play the game, then I'm not going to touch it. I would love for all games to be pay once and be done. But when you look at the AAA titles, and the fact of the matter is, I'm going to actually use my note card for this one. Back in the day, this is what a video game looked like, okay? This is a complete card, okay? This has the beginning and end, okay? And then, this is the vast majority of AAA titles now. You have the beginning, and you have all this cool stuff that's going on. Oh, you want the ending. Yeah, that's at least going to be $5.99, probably $14.99. It's probably $15, but we took a penny off so that you'd want to buy it. Or I want to buy this game. It looks awesome. Cool. Here it is. We're going to fix it along the way. Which is...
That's what I don't like now. I get the disc, load the disc into the Xbox, and oh, you need the update. Oh, it's 25 terabytes. Oh, no, you can't play this game that you just paid for because it was made 2 months ago, and now you have 12 updates.
Well, so one of the biggest issues with being a AAA title game is the hard set deadlines. Because these games cost so much, they have to meet their deadline goals. The publisher will not allow any wiggle room unless there's only a couple people that you can get wiggle room for. Blizzard, they don't give a shit. They'll be like, it's ready when it's ready, unless they really foobar and decide, let's do the real money auction house in Diablo 3. It's going to be great. Blizzard will wait until it's ready. Ubisoft apparently won't wait. That became very obvious with Assassin's Creed Unity, where there was a fun little bug, for those of you who may live under a rock or something, that caused all the vertices and the faces to flip. And so when you're talking to someone, it's eyeballs, nostrils, and mouth. Actually, lips and teeth. And then there was also this weird issue where in certain things where it's a downward camera, what would happen is the camera would latch on to the front of your boot, and you couldn't pull the camera back. So when you're trying to do a stealth mission, where you're trying to keep an eye on where all the guards are, you can see the guards right below you, but you can't take in the rest of the field. And when you go down to there, the camera angle is still the same, so you're looking at the ground and not your surroundings. So, now, of course, the games for Nintendo and Super Nintendo and PlayStation, the ones that you weren't allowed to have patches for, they were nowhere near perfect. But they had to make damn sure that 96% of
You think that much? You think
all right, fine.
you know, every 3 out of,
80
as long as every
86?
every 5 out of 7 were good, you know, okay, return a disc, but you know, you're still making
Right, exactly. But you know, and now it's just like, well, you know, you got the internet, we just throw patches there. They won't even notice. Like, we notice because it goes, oh, I'm sorry, you can't play this game right now. Oh, I'm sorry, because of the size of this patch and the stress on the server, this game is now unavailable. Or they do some dumb shit like put an online always tag on a single player game. It's a single player game. I don't need to be online. Single player games are out there, so if the internet goes down, I can play it. Not, shit, the internet's down. I can't play a game in which I'm the only player in the game. Which, of course, has caused quite a few issues. SimCity, one of the latest SimCities, on release, they had a huge issue. Unfortunately, for some reason, people don't, companies, publishers, do not understand that when you have a big name title like SimCity or anything, that the popularity or chances of purchases for said product are going to be astronomical. So what happened was the server was overloaded. So basically everyone crashed and burned. Now here's a fun fact about SimCity. It's a single player game. Okay, you're going to be building your own city. However, because it's online always, your city was tied to a specific server. So let's say that your city's part of server 5. And let's say they take 5 down to add memory or fix some, you know, optimize some, whatever. You log on to SimCity while 5 is down. It throws you on the next available server and you start from scratch. Because your entire city that you've probably spent 20 hours on is on 5, but 5's not available. So you start, let's say, on 8. And so you start all over again. Let's say you play, I don't know, 2 or 3 hours, you're like, I'm really not feeling it. And then the next time you come in, server 5's available. Well, the last server you were on was 8, so it's going to default to 8. So you're not going to have immediate access to the older one. Like, what the is wrong? It's a single player game! Like, That's just me, though. Maybe I'm just old school, you know?
Have a disc I can play. Uno, I can play whenever I want. No patches.
I've got a ton of games that I could play without the need of an internet. All I need is electricity. And even if I don't have electricity, I have 2 battery backups, which allow me to utilize their battery to play games without the internet. Although technically one of them is set up so that if the power goes down, but miraculously, for some reason, Comcast doesn't screw the pooch and is still working, which very rarely, I could technically still have internet for 90 minutes.
Ah.
I've got one there for the desktop, and I've got one over there for the modem.
Oh, because you're feeding off the tower as opposed to... Nice. That's the way to go.
Yes. Yes! I'll stop by some Xfinity, Comcast. I'll stop by a couple of the people at Walmart because they're always like poaching for people. Yes, chess, no internet, no power, no problem.
Not single player. Unless you play with yourself.
That
doesn't
sounds
require
wrong.
electricity either, I guess.
No, and that's, well, I
That's
guess
gonna
you
give
could
me a
call it
silent
chess.
Yeah.
No, so I was walking through Walmart, and and of course Xfinity guys are always walking around going, "Hi!" I had my earphones in, so I didn't have to talk to them. But I'm like, you know what? Screw it. So I'm like, "Hello." I'm like, who's your internet provider? I was like, you guys. Oh, great, that's awesome. No, it's not awesome. I'm like, oh no, why not? I'm like, y'all have a monopoly. I can't choose a different provider. I'm stuck with you. To be honest with you, you are the lesser of 2 evils. Because I sure as hell am not going to pay for AT&T. And Google Fiber hasn't hit the neighborhood yet. Damn you. It ain't much fun in single player mode. True. That's very true.
Never is.
Both versions of chess. You know, I would think, okay, hear me out on this one. I think that it might be a very interesting game of actual chess if you have split personality. But the question is, could you, on the drop of a dime, be able to switch between the two? What's the catalyst for you to switch between the two?
Like an anger trigger, like
Yeah.
you know, like a
Be like
banner.
Yeah. Big Hulk angry. Okay, and here it is.
And your turn.
And
Switch
now
it up.
douse him with ice so he's freezing and now he's not so angry, and go. That'd be quite interesting, I think. I don't know.
Couldn't do that. It'd be too. I'd know what I was. You know, I can't walk away. Like
I
one
can't-
move, walk away for a day, turn it around. There's no way.
I
don't have that kind of patience.
I don't have that much patience. If I'm sitting down for a chess game, I want to get into the mind of my enemy and be like, ha ha ha, that's a terrible move. Good point. The only upside of Alzheimer's. That's true. Who the hell moved these pieces? Oh, screw it. I'll play the white side. Who the hell moved the white side? I'll play as black. That'll work. That'll work. But yeah, single player games that have to be online, that ticks me off. And of course, you know, for some reason, a lot of the developers out there who have like mobile games, they're like, well, that's a given. You have to have an online connection. How else are we going to get ad revenue? If it's single player, sure. If there's like some like limited time, like special stuff that's going on, sure, internet connection to gain access to it. But the base game, no matter what, should still be accessible even without a strong data connection. There's a game I'm playing. It's one of the clicker games. I can't remember if it's like Almost Heroes or something like that. You can still play it without an internet connection. However, you don't get the huge boost bonuses that randomly occur. There's like this dragon that flies on the screen. It'll basically fly across the screen, hit the other end, and then fly back, and then disappears, just carrying like a present. Mm-hmm. And if you click on it, if you tap on it, it'll release like gold or crystals or something that you need to like improve the game. If you have an internet connection, there's like a 1 in 5 chance that it's going to be like, we'll give you this bonus gold or whatever if you watch this 40-second ad. But if you don't have a connection, it literally just gives you like the base little, but you can still play. I'm like, everybody do this, because here's something crazy. Some people go to areas that don't have a very good connection and for an extended stay. And especially with cell phone games, the only way to keep someone interested is that it's constantly available. If I'm somewhere that the internet connection sucks and I can't play a game for a while, then I'll forget about it. It'll get on my rotation. When I come back, I'm not even going to check. I'll probably be like, oh yeah, that game. I'll remove that because I got a new game.
Or something else. Yeah.
Especially with mobile games, it's, you know, if you screw up, if you play a game and it kind of sucks, you're going to throw it away because a lot of them are free to play, or they're only like $1.99. Mm-hmm. You know, what's the difference?
Free to play.
But
play it for a while, get rid of it, move on.
Yeah, well, I've done a lot of those. There are certain games that I don't have on my phone anymore that I spent a ton of money on. Actually, there's one game that I spent a shit ton of money on. It is on my Nexus, my Android Nexus tablet that I technically have access to, but don't have access to because it is my wife's Kindle, kind of. I was like, babe, I'll buy you a Kindle. No, I don't want a Kindle. I'll just use your tablet. I'm like, all you use the tablet for is to read books. The tablet can be used for a lot of other things than read books. But I lost that fight. So I don't play the game anymore. By the way, it's a Marvel Puzzle Quest, where I've spent a shit ton of money to unlock additional slots so I can get the special edition Hulk or Hawkeye or Iron Man to play Puzzle Quest with. That's just my jam.
Yeah, don't go halfway.
Gotta go all in, man. So I'm trying to think if there's any other games here. Okay, what's your opinion of episodic games?
I don't have the attention span or time to wait for that. You know, you blow through the first introductory levels, the first 2, first 3, mm-hmm. and then, oh, this is coming in 2 weeks, or as you said, the development cycles or download cycles or release, whatever it is, it's gone. I'll forget about it, and then it's, unless I'm unlocking things and it's already there for me to try to unlock, out of sight, out of mind.
See, for me, for episodic, you have to know your shit. You cannot just be like, hey, I'm going to make an episodic game. That's not going to work because it's all about the release schedule. Personally, in my own opinion, once upon being a developer, if I were to ever have made an episodic game, let's say that there was 4 episodes to it, I would have the first 2 episodes ready to go and be working on the third and release the first one. And then a little bit later, I don't know what the space, basically you need to have an episode kind of ready in the wing when you hit like a saturation point of most people have gotten past this. And you're like, within a week, you got to drop that next one. I know it's damn near impossible for an indie to do it, but for AAA titles, it's got to have enough content. For independent developers, you got to be careful because there are certain games out there. I don't remember the name off the top of my head, but there was a game, you got the first chapter for free. The chapter was a total of 45 minutes long. That's way too short. But I was like, okay, well, that's kind of weird. But they released the second chapter a couple months later, and the price point was $5.99. Of course, I didn't pay for it, thankfully, because I was reviewing it, so I got a reviewer's copy of it. It was 45 minutes long. Like, no, you can't do that. If you give something for free and it's 45 minutes long, and then you're charging someone $5.99 for the next chapter, it's got to at least be like 5 times the size of the free one. You can't just be like, we gave you this pie for free. However, the next one is $5,000. It's the same pie, made the same way, but you have to pay a shit ton of money now. No, that's not how it works.
That's how the narcotics industry works, I think.
Big pharmaceuticals.
So I hear. If I did stuff like that.
Yeah. So.
It's not even recreational anymore. It's sad. I drink. Anyway.
Okay, so. Do you play online games?
Yes. So I audited Paladins.
Love how you said audited.
Audited, I got destroyed many times, and then my Xbox Live 2-week free subscription ran out. I didn't put it on the computer, so. I was a big fan of chess and the Yahoo rooms or the checkers or the.
I played that. I played
the
a lot
other
of that.
games there until it got too creepy. People asking me for pictures.
Yeah.
It just got uncomfortable.
It's all it give it time. Everything gets creepy.
Yeah.
The funny thing is, the reason why I've been playing Paladins. I'm sure that most people know that if they actually watch the channel. I play Paladins with the controller. The reason why, and it's probably just a bug, but when you play with the controller, you actually disable the chat window. So even if people are bitching at me, I can't see it.
That's a perk.
I know.
Not a bug.
It's called a feature.
An enhancement.
It's like, it's not a bug, it's a feature. That's the way of.
That's actually a pretty good idea.
I know. But yeah, I know a lot of people are like, dude, you gotta try Overwatch. I'm like, I'm playing Paladins. Like, but Paladins is a ripoff of Overwatch. I'm like, dude, do you know how many times I've heard this argument? Guess what? Overwatch is a ripoff of Team Fortress 2. I suck at Team Fortress 2. I'm okay at Paladins. Pretty sure that I'm probably either suck or okay, somewhere in between for Overwatch. I'll just stick with Paladins. That's just me, though. Then that and Paladins is also made by a company up in Alpharetta, which is local. So, and I have a bunch of buddies who actually worked on Paladins and Smite and whatever the hell the other games are called. What's the
that same Georgia Peach State Gaming, or what's
It's called High Res.
Oh, okay.
But there's Georgia Media. It's basically, which 2018 game are y'all looking forward to? I'll go first. Red Dead Redemption 2. They better port to PC this time. Dang it. I'm interested in that game. However, You know, I'm going to be totally honest with you. I don't know if there's a game in 2018 that's like really screaming at me, simply because my Xbox One has basically been put into hibernation mode. Well, with the exception of trying to futilely play a Blu-ray player, a Blu-ray disc, because for some reason the Xbox One, the original, the launch version in 2013, man, that's old. You literally had to get the Blu-ray disc to go in just the right way for it to actually read the Blu-ray disc. Ironically, all the game discs are Blu-rays and they read it without an issue. So it's something about the video format versus the game format. So I haven't played the Xbox One in forever. I don't own a PlayStation 4. My sister just bought a PlayStation 4, and I'm sure there's a shit ton of games I'd love to play on the PlayStation 4, but I'm not going to. And the PC, I kind of wait to see what all the craziness is about, simply because I don't want to buy like a game and find out, you know, the vast majority of it's actually online. You have to have an internet connection. I'm like, no, shit, no, fuck this shit. No. So I usually stutter step when it comes to new games. I'm sure there's a ton of new games out there. How about this? For 2018, how about we just stop messing with the core mechanics of Paladins for at least 4 or 5 months, instead of, oh, by the way, in this release, I know we just changed everything like a month and a half ago, but we're going to change it back to that way because it actually is better. There's this beautiful thing called in-house testing. It's amazing. You test shit out to see if it works, and then you give it to the public, not the other way around. That's just me, though. I feel like there's a big game, though, besides Red Dead Redemption 2, and I'm gonna Google it. I'm gonna go to the Googles.
I have zero expectations for this year. I'm usually, even with my phone, I stay a couple versions behind. As you let the hype blow over. If it's something that seems moderately interesting, all right, I'll try it out. Okay, Paladins does not have the purple goat. Smite has the purple goat, and unfortunately I've retired from Smite simply because I just couldn't deal with the toxicity, because I was a semi-pro for Smite, playing Keranos, which was basically a goat, half man, half goat, god of the hunt in the Celtic pantheon. But I just couldn't deal with people going, you don't know how to play the game! Because there's one mode called Assault. Assault, it's basically, it's one lane, so basically everyone's going, you know, basically straight at each other. There's no offshoots or anything like that. And each team has 5, let me highlight this, randomly assigned characters. Let me emphasize, randomly assigned. Every single time I play, you don't know shit about how to play this character. No shit, Sherlock. It's randomly assigned. I have no control over it. I was like, you know, this is stupid. I want to see. Okay, I really want to play the new God of War. I do want to really play the new God of War, and I'm also very interested to see Detroit Become Human, simply because that is Quantic Dreams, the people behind Heavy Rain. There was a game after Heavy Rain that just went, I think it was Beyond Two Souls. They kind of missed the mark. But if Detroit Become Human is anywhere close to Heavy Rain, that's what I want. Heavy Rain, you start off with 5 characters. And you play all these different characters. They're all different storylines that kind of intertwine with each other. If at some point you fail a challenge that doesn't allow your character to progress or your character dies, that story just poofs and the game continues. It's possible for all 5 characters to not continue, and then they just create an ending for you. So there's all these different components that creates an ending. I had all 5 of them up to the end. And then all but 2, so 3 guys, I screwed up right at the end. So I only had an ending for 2 guys. And there's no such thing as save slots. So it's auto saves. But I was so invested in all the characters that I refused to try to replay Heavy Rain. Because I'm like, that's the ending I got. I'm cool. I'm done.
And of course, you know, you try to talk to people like, oh, you remember this? Like, no. I was like, what do you mean no? Like, well, I didn't actually have that character at that point, so that never happened to me. And that was the coolest thing, is everyone truly had an almost unique experience based on the choices you made, the selections you made, and if that character is actually able to continue on through the storyline. So hopefully Detroit Become Human is that. However, I know that a lot of people shat absolute bricks over one of the trailers that came out, I think during one of the game festivals, I think in Germany. It was the scene where you are an android, and you're a female android, and you're in a situation where you're the nanny, and it shows you different variations of a certain situation. In one of the situations, the father gets angry and takes the daughter and beats her off screen. However, you can hear him beat the girl. And there's another one where the android kills the father and rescues the girl. And there's another one where the android runs with the girl out, leaving the father in the wind. Well, because of that one potential thing of the man might beat up the daughter, like, oh my God, they are highlighting and emphasizing child abuse. What the hell is wrong with you? Which in a way, everyone's going, that's not really it. However, any news is good news. So even though it was like, everyone's going, oh my God, it's so bad, it's terrible, you should not talk about it. People who know nothing about the game were like, the hell are you talking about? Let me go check this out. So you win some, you lose some. No Ni Kuni 2 has already come out. I played the first one on PlayStation 3. It's a great game. The art design was by Studio Ghibli, or Ghibli, or whatever the hell you want to call it. They're the masterminds behind, I don't know, a ton of Japanese anime. The most recognizable one is Princess Mononoke. That art style is phenomenal. However, the Ni no Kuni 2, the Studio Ghibli has nothing to do with it. However, they utilize the same look and aesthetics. So there's a new Kingdom Heart coming out. I'm over Kingdom Heart. I really am. I'm sorry, but yeah, they're making a Darksiders 3? Really?
Another Mega Man. Huh.
That's got to be an anniversary. No, it's Mega Man 11. I thought it was going to be an anniversary edition or something. Conan Exile. Conan Exile is actually a rebranding of an MMO by Funcom. I don't know. Well, all this shit's in here. Valkyria Chronicles 4. I totally missed number 3. I know the first one is on the PlayStation 3. Phenomenal game. And then for a follow-up, they're like, you know what'd be awesome? Let's put it on the PSP. I'm sorry, you have a very successful game on your console, and to follow it up, you make it a handheld only exclusive. Why? It looks gorgeous on the PlayStation 3. So let's downgrade the graphics, decrease the amount of time, the amount of space for the game. That was you. That was me.
All right.
Oh Lord. I don't. Oh, Mario Tennis Aces. I'm all in. I love me some Mario Tennis. Had it on the GameCube and the Wii. I love me some Mario Tennis. And if they've got Mario Golf, I'm in on that too. I don't know, there's something fun about that. It is. It's really fun. Really fun.
Could be a good gateway video game for younglings. Yeah.
Speaking of which, so oh God, it's been a bit, but my son was sick, probably close to the Christmas holidays. And so I was like, man, he's been watching me like a hawk playing games on my PC, which are inappropriate for his age group, like Paladins, because you're shooting people, guns, bad. So finally, I broke out the NES, and I put Dr. Mario on, and he loves Dr. Mario. However, he does not understand a damn thing. He tries to make intricate towers of the pills, and then once the game ends, he goes, "Oh man, I beat it." I'm like, "Sure, yeah, you beat it. Whatever, floats boat, kid."
All right. Coordination. It's building them up.
But he is
worse things to break in on.
Well, he's got technology day, man. Jeez almighty. I remember when I had to do games just by like physically putting my hand on like a character and going, "Oh, I kill you." Psh, psh. Actually, we were much more violent when we were growing up, apparently. My son's all in on like tablet games, like for Leapfrog and stuff.
Okay. Well, those are... There's a benefit there somewhere for
educational something. Right. Now, there's a bunch of videos, and I think my son only watches the videos simply because it's a video. I don't think he actually cares what it's about, but he feels badass. He owned Pong. Are we talking about the Atari version, or are we talking about the arcade version? Because the arcade came out first.
I had the TI-85 version on my graphic calculator.
I had...
85 or 83? I think it was an 85.
I had a rip-off version of Final Fantasy on my TI-82.
How? How is that even...
Text-based. It was awesome! It was awesome. Of course, the TI-86, when you moved up to that, I'm like, ah, damn it.
Yeah, that's when they figured out what you were doing. The previous three... Could you link the game with the cable?
No.
Could you link to other 82s?
No.
Like we could play Pong across 85.
Nice. No. I think it's the 86 we could do that. But of course, you know, us intuitive individuals were able to hide things in very basic programs for tests. Because what you would do is you would run said program prior to test, and then the teacher would be like, "Well, we got to destroy all the programs off your phone." Cool. Because all the information was just saved to a graph. What? Pong has its own console. You can play tennis or doubles tennis. That is all. So we're talking about the Odyssey. Because Pong wasn't actually, when Atari put Pong out there, it wasn't actually the first time that type of game was there.
That's pre-Commodore then, right?
I think so.
I mean,
Odyssey, I think, was the first, right? Magnavox Odyssey? What was the first console? Google! First video game console.
I'm going Commodore.
Whoops. Damn it. Game.
First ever video on YouTube. That's
great. I don't give a shit. Magnavox Odyssey. The Brown Box. 1970s. Something Odyssey. It's Magnavox Odyssey. 77, I think, was the Odyssey.
Predates everyone in this room.
Nope. 72. 72.
Even more.
Yep. I wasn't even a twinkle in my father's eye. That'd be really creepy if I was in 72. Since that would have been 10 years of twinkling in his eye. Now there's a couple books that I read. It's basically the history of video games and how they started, where they were, and how it, blossomed into what we have today, or how it basically shat to what it is today, depending on how you want to look at it. Where they'd rather have a pretty game than a very well put together game, which is sad. What is Benetton TV Master? Paddles and light gun. Nice. Okay, so you said tennis. Okay, now that sounds dirty. This game, the AY8600, had 8 games with balls and paddles. Well, my.
I think the next level was the KY.
Yeah.
With just paddles, I think.
No, I think there would be an additional,
accessories.
Accessory What? So, once upon a time, there was this huge, like, I don't know, underground movement for, actually, okay, the Microsoft Xbox, the original Xbox, it is a freaking behemoth. But apparently it was easy as hell to, like, put a homebrew system on and basically change out the hard drive, and you could just put a shit ton of, like, emulator ROMs on there, and you can do a ton of stuff with that. Certain individuals, certain pioneering individuals, utilized the Rumble feature and turned the Xbox into the Sexbox that allowed for stimulating adventures to be held while you play. I have no idea. It was like, nope. The strange shit you hear about.
Right. Only hear about. I got you.
Yeah,
it's fine.
It's not going to touch that.
No judgment.
There's not enough Purell in the world, sir. See, here's the problem. I was talking about something and my brain went over there, and then when I try to come back, I'm like, where did I go? Battlefield 1 looks amazing, but still, it's obvious. It's animated. How long till it looks real? 20 years? 50 years? So, that's a really tough question. Because if we didn't have HD TV, if we were not able to see programs in HD, but we would see games in HD, we'd already be there. But because we can now see every single pimple, mold, and sweat molecule on live reporters or whatever, then we want to see that in the games, and that's not going to happen because programmers like, I'm not spending countless hours on making sure that the beads of sweat look correct. I don't know. For a lot of people, we've already hit that point where the game looks too real. I think it's more it feels too real than it actually looks too real. Especially when it comes to, like Battlefield or Call of Duty, where it's a first-person shooter. You're kind of assuming the role of a soldier and trying to take another individual out. Let's see here. Sam says, why didn't the first movie that was digitized didn't teach programmers, oh, that's what George Clooney looks like in Zeros and Ones, and recreate it? It's not that easy. There's a lot of other, just graphics engine. It depends on which route you take. I'm not up to date on all the graphics engines, but back in the day when I programmed, you either built a graphics engine around OpenGL or DirectX, and they were literally mirror opposite of each other. The reason why I say that is that DirectX, the Z axis, I believe, was from back to front, where OpenGL is the exact opposite. So you had to make damn sure that when you're doing like vertices and all that stuff, you're playing stuff out, that you have the right graphics in mind. Otherwise, shit's gonna look crazy. Too many zeros and ones. Maybe. The problem, and because technology is catching up, it's not becoming as big of a problem, but still it is a problem, is that the more detailed you get, the more intensive it is on the graphics engine. That's why you see a lot of games, when you actually scale out of them, the polygon count, the number of like bit points actually decreases because they don't have to be so precise. Which is why there's a lot of games that won't let you zoom in very, very close, because they are trying to make the game run smoothly. Because if they have to slow the game down just so that you can see the sweat trickle down the side of your face, you're not going to play the game. Well, you might play the game if you're weird, or maybe that's your thing. I just want to see my Dragon Slayer sweat. I don't care if he actually slays dragons. Sure, why not? But it's not zeros and ones. It's literally, well, I mean, technically, I guess it would be at the end of the day, because it's processing all those zeros and ones.
Plus layers, plus interaction, plus.
Well, you got lighting, you got texture, you got just the actual mapping. Speaking of mapping, I'm going to ask you this question, because this has bugged me to no end. And of course, this, it's totally my opinion. Why the hell do people buy skins for their characters in first-person shooters? It's a first-person shooter. You don't actually get to see the skin you just bought. Everyone else gets to see it, but you don't. Like, oh man, look at this cool skin I got. I can see it, but you can't. Cool. Thank you for spending $2.99 on that. I'm sure it makes no difference while you're playing.
Yeah, that's yeah, you're right. That makes no sense. Unless it's like a Mario Kart, where it's not really, it's third person, but you're still sitting behind the,
Right. Well, I mean, like Gears of War. I mean, you're behind the character. If you were to have like cool little like accents to his super roid out body, you would be able to see it. But like Halo, I guess you could see your hand holding your gun.
Part of your glove, yeah. No, there's not. There's no.
I got a really cool helmet. Okay.
Yeah, that's a good one. Pretty deep.
Everyone's like, yeah, damn it. It would be one thing though if you could. This would be way too intensive on like servers and whatnot, but it would be kind of fun if you could basically, you would buy like a theme. So for you, let's say that you did like, I don't know, an Alice in Wonderland theme for Halo. And so when you go in, everybody's got like, Rabbit, Mad Hatter kind of like look to them. And it's specialized to you. So you actually get to see it. Now, of course, that would never work because there's a ton of reasons why that wouldn't work. But but just to keep it simple, everyone having a different theme would be
that would destroy
atrocious.
a programmer's nightmare. Oh, this one likes latex. I got to figure out how to put.
Well, actually, the costume design is actually something that's come up in Paladins. Paladins, you used to be able to choose like what headdress or headset you want, what body you want, what weapon you want. But now, every single, I guess like character layout is set. You can't customize like a head or feet or something. It
gives you 4 or 5 options per, but you can't design it.
So it's basically like, this is the Amazon one. This is the space one.
Right.
This is the, I don't know, cowboy one. Instead of going, well, I want the cowboy hat with the space suit and the Amazon boots. You can't do that anymore. Simply because they're like, look, it's actually more intensive for us to do that because then we have to figure out all that shite out.
Every combo they got to work out ahead of time, and
Well, as an ex-programmer, dealing with collision is basically the biggest issue because every single change or additional knick-knack to a character's frame, you have to make the decision of, well, if he's wearing a humongous sombrero, does it mean that if you hit the tip of the sombrero, does he get hit or not? And what happens if he's walking into a wall? Does that sombrero go into the wall or does it stop him short? Most of the time, it'll go into the wall because no developer is going to be like, well, on this special one-time occasion, which is also why when you're playing those like horror survival games and you're going through like, I don't know, a rundown school and there's a locked door in front of you. But really, if this was the real world, you could just reach through the door and unlock it from the other side. However, video game world, you can't even attempt to go reach your hand through the wide gaping hole that's in front of you. You have to find the key. Or my favorite when it comes to like action adventure games is you're going down a staircase, okay? And there's like a balcony that's got, I mean, it's literally like this far off the ground. And your character sure as hell can jump that. But somehow the character gets stopped by an invisible wall of force. And you gotta just take the damn stairs.
Go all the way down.
The problem is I know enough I don't know enough to do stuff, but I know enough to be dangerous for a lot of stuff. So I potentially could be an individual's worst nightmare when it comes to games or development or QA or technical documentation.
Customer service.
Oh God, yes. Oh, I'm a nightmare. I am customer service's nightmare. Because as soon as I get on the phone, especially with something with technology, be it like the Xbox or the cable box, as soon as I get the first representative, I'm like, look, here's the deal. I'm going to save you a lot of time. I've already gone through your entire script. Don't even ask me. Send me on to a technician that can actually solve my problem. But sir, did you try? Let me tell you exactly what I did. I'm just going to save some time. I unplugged the box. I left it unplugged for a certain amount of time. I plugged it back in. It did not work. So I decided with the power to let's just go with the cable box. First of all, I did a hard power cycle. That didn't work. I unplugged the coax and the power, left it there, didn't work. It happens on every single channel. It's not an isolated issue. And oh, by the way, it turns out that all the boxes are the same thing. Well, we need all the serial numbers of the boxes. Are you looking at the green screen? Sir? The screen, that it's probably a background green writing? Yes? Okay, my serial numbers are there. I'll give you the last 4 of each one, and we'll just go about our merry way. Just send me on to the next person. Sir, I don't know, it might be, nope. Nope. No.
I like messing with the cable providers in that respect. The satellite especially, because I get nailed on that at work all the time. Yes, I receive the card. Yes, I repeat the dish. Yes, I check the azimuth. Yes, I change the arc. Just put me over to the guy that's going to send me the replacement box. I just took a lightning strike. This box is fried. It's not doing anything.
Like, look, you just need to send a reset. That's all you have to do. That's all I want you to do. Just hit that button. Reset.
Nope.
But have you tried? My favorite thing, though. Favorite thing of all time. I was working for a company, and an associate that was there, that's their title. It's not like associate of mine, was like, look, I don't know what this developer's talking about. I'm not really like computer savvy. Can you please just listen in? This is what issue we're having. And so I was like, yeah, sure. So I walk out of my office, I walk over there and listen to the guy. And he's like, well, I don't understand. Everything is working the way it's supposed to. And they're like, no, it's not. We're having huge issues. He goes, well, I don't understand. And so my first question is, so how much testing do you do for this product? Because apparently we're having an issue here. He goes, oh, it's fully tested. I said, okay, so how many different test environments do you have? Like, I'm sure you have a development, maybe a test, maybe a UAT, which is, oh my God, I forgot what UAT stands for. User Accessibility Training? Something like that. And then, of course, production. Environments? That's not the right answer, sir. I was like, okay, so
send me that refund.
So where do you test where do the testers test this before it comes out to production? Testers? Seriously? Who tests it? I do. You test your own code? Of course. I'm very thorough. You cannot test your own code. I don't care who you are. You cannot test your own code. Well, sir, that's just how let me talk to your manager. Why? I got a question for your manager. Well, I can answer all your questions. Apparently you can't answer my questions. Let me talk to your manager. And the guy's like, oh, fine. So as soon as I get the manager on the line, I'm like, hey, I'm sorry, 1 second. I need to transfer you to the CIO. He has a couple questions for you. No, wait, CIO. CTO. Yeah, Chief Technical Officer, yeah. He's like, okay. And so I give the CTO the full background, and he goes, oh, God. So moral of the story is, ladies and gentlemen, 1, if you're a developer, have several different environments that you can put your code into to simulate different situations that might occur in a production environment. 2, you cannot test your own code, ever. Ever. Also, little fun note here, if you have a long-standing project that continues to have iterations before it goes to production, or hell, it even goes to production, you cannot have the same test team from start to finish because they will become very aware of your quirks and they'll find workarounds. And then when customer AYZ actually utilizes the product or the software or the game and they're completely lost and you lose money, you're like, I don't understand. It's because you need to have a fresh set of eyes. Also, it's always good to take criticism. It really is.
Feedback is important.
Feedback is very important. Yeah. Yeah, like I said, I know enough to be dangerous with almost every single situation. I might not be able to code circles around you. Technically, I probably still could code. I mean, there's a shit ton up here. C++, Visual Basic, Pascal, COBOL, Basic, MIPS, which by the way is assembly language for the Motorola chip, which was once upon a time the backbone of Macs before they switched over to Intel. Yeah, I've got a bunch of like random ass. It's other JavaScript, Java, J2ME, Brew, which is actually the C++ version for mobile phones. It's all up here somewhere. HTML apparently, I don't know. So when I look at code, I might not be able to recreate that shit, but I might be able to read it. And if I can read it just enough, you could be screwed. I'm a pleasure to work with. Anywho. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, it is now 9:25. So I believe we'll wrap it up for today. But ladies and gentlemen, I do want to thank everyone who hopped into the room, especially Sam. I know that there was quite a few viewers that didn't actually say anything. It's okay. Next time, say stuff. We like to talk.
I didn't say much. Color commentary. First time show.
It's huge.
Long time viewer, first time guest.
Zelius and Jesse would say that you filled your role admirably.
Awesome.
Substitute? No. It's try to fill the gaps for when Charlie's rambles go completely off the rails and he can't remember where the fuck he is. Sam, no. No go Gators.
Oh.
No go Gators. Sam knows, so that's why he does it. But anyways, once again, thank you, Jason, for joining the show. Thank you for everyone tuning in. And once again, ladies and gentlemen, if you are tuning in, you too can utilize your voice through the power of the internet and your fingers. Unless, of course, you don't have the ability to do that, and you could find some way to
pencil in the teeth.
Pencil in the teeth, or there's a guy, because my job is a compliance and accessibility officer. That's really what my title should be. It says quality assurance analyst, but that's not really it.
Associate.
Not associate. It's associate. No, but the one of the we got a special thing because it's I work at an institution that gets government funding, so it has to follow ADA regulations. There was a gentleman who is a quadriplegic who basically utilizes like the blow straw, vocal commands, and also eye tracking.
Oh, nice.
So he's able to do everything with basically his eye tracks to where the mouse should be, and then he makes a vocal command of select or enhance or zoom in, and that's what it does. So where the fuck was I going? See, I had it, and then I thought about it, and then I left it, and I came back. Oh, that's right. I was like, if you can't, you could find a way to reach out to us. That's what I was trying to say. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I do want to run over quickly the social media links for Alter Confusion. If you want to find us, our website is www.alterconfusion.com. If you want to follow us on Twitter, it's @AlterConfusio. That's Alter Confusion without the N, because the N would break the internet. If you want to follow us on Facebook, it's just simply type in Alter Confusion. If you want to follow our YouTube channel, if you're watching this on YouTube, you're probably already there. If you're watching this on the website or you're watching it live, it's Alter Confusion LLC. If you are, and Twitch, if you're watching this live, you're there. If you're not and you want to watch a live version of any of the Alter Confusion stuff, go to twitch.tv/alterconfusion. I believe that's all my links for you, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, wait, I do have one other thing I need to say. Ladies and gentlemen, there's this phenomenal thing called Patreon. Patreon is basically the ability for individuals like yourself to become a patron of Alter Confusion. Being a patron of Alter Confusion is basically you set up a monthly donation. It could be anything as small as $1 up to whatever you're willing to give. And that is a monthly donation that gets, I believe, pulled at the end of every single month, and that money goes into Alter Confusion. It is strictly Alter Confusion money that helps with upgrading of the equipment, helping us go to out-of-state conventions, pay for the cost of certain aspects of the convention. One thing that a lot of people don't know is that you have to pay for your own electricity at a convention if you're going to have electronics. That's actually easily over $100. I know a lot of people are like, well, we're not just going to pay for you to go there to the convention. The money would help cover some of the hotel stay. Doesn't cover the gas, doesn't cover the food. That will come out of our pockets. But literally, it just gives us a better chance of going to the conventions. We were saving up for Big Fandom Greenville 2018, but unfortunately, Big Fandom Greenville 2018 has been canceled. So thankfully, we have a little extra money in the bank, which, by the way, fun fact, when you have a savings account or a money market account or whatever the hell the damn Alter Confusion thing is, you have to continuously kind of like move a little bit of money. Otherwise, you get charged a monthly fee because your money's just sitting there. And I'm losing money because the interest isn't near as close to the damn fee. So that's why I'm bitching and moaning. But literally, if you have the ability to do a monthly donation, that would be phenomenal. $1 can go a long way. If you do not feel that you want to do a monthly donation, you may want to do a one-time donation. We do have a PayPal account set up. You can hit the Donate Now button if you're watching this live on Twitch, or you can go to www.alterconfusion.com, and then there's a Donate Now button. And that money, once again, goes to Alter Confusion. It's whatever amount you want to put in that. Once again, I have to stress this, it goes for Alter Confusion. I know Zelius isn't here, so I'll just save some time and it does not go to feed his cat. Even though he wants it to feed the cat, I'm not going to let him feed the cat.
It's a noble cause.
Yes. If you do not feel that you want to give in a financial way, but you want to help and support Alter Confusion, all you have to do, of course, is follow us on all these social media platforms, and then not only like or favorite whatever we put out there, but also share it, retweet, share, all that stuff. And before I forget, because I almost forgot again, ladies and gentlemen, if you are looking to gift something to Alter Confusion, like some random ass tchotchke or something, we do have an address that you can send stuff to. And I will put this in the chat, and let me switch this back over here. This is the official Alter Confusion address. That is 1551 Dunwoody Village Parkway, number 88276, Dunwoody, Georgia 30338. I know that there's been discussion of sending me Mountain Dew. If that's, if you want to supply my Mountain Dew, you absolutely 100% can send it there. And I will hopefully remember to check it, because I was supposed to check it today and I forgot.
What's the weirdest thing you've gotten in there so far that you can repeat?
Okay, so I personally have nothing has come to me that's been really weird, but the previous occupant has a very wide variety of like hobbyist catalogs. And it's kind of hard to figure out what this person was into, because we're talking about like, artsy fartsy, like designer style candy, with like flowery shit, and then you got like Grease Monkey, like car repair, and then airplanes, and then I don't even know what the hell the other thing was. I'm just like, that's not me. By the way, if you inherit a P.O. box, or hell, even an address, and you have a bunch of weird ass shit coming to you, and of course they're usually like, it's either this dude or the current resident, and you want to cancel said sending of that stuff, holy crap. It's not easy. It's like, go to this website. Well, we don't actually have that. So I mean, you can go to the website, but there's no thing to be like, hey, stop this. You have to go to the contact us page, fill out the form, and hope to God they actually read it so that you get off. I think I sent 5 of them out, 5 different sites, 5 different magazines, and I got responses from 3. So here's hoping. Also, because this has happened before, when you send something to Ultra Confusion at 1551 Dunwoody Village Parkway, make damn sure that you put number 88276. If you do not do that, it gets sent to the mail office and they will return to sender. Thankfully, the person who dealt with the return to sender stuff had their day off the day that my package was sent, and I actually got to save that package before it was sent back because it had my VIP badge for a convention. Unfortunately, the sender wasn't paying attention and didn't put the P.O. box number. And I almost had a brick. I was like, oh, I don't have the badge. So anyways, if you want to send stuff to Ultra Confusion, that's the way to do it. Let me see, is there any other shout outs I want to do before we end? I'm pretty sure that was it, but I'll make one quick thing. Let's see here. Capers has been funded. My picture. So I was at the pledge level where there's going to be a recreation. They're basically going to take a picture. I took a picture of myself doing an activity, and they're basically going to draw it in the style of Capers that's going to be in the instruction manual. Sam Grizzle, I once sent a letter without a stamp on purpose to see if it would go to the return address for free. It did 6 months later. That's impressive.
I mailed a letter once with, back when it was 30 cents, I taped a quarter and a nickel to the front of the envelope, and it made it to my grandparents in record time.
Depending on the carrier, because for some reason, there are certain websites that have, they've got, for my home address, which I will not give out, they have the last 2 digits flipped. Certain carriers figured it out. Other ones say, not an attainable address. Sorry, return to sender. And then I get like, hey, your address is wrong. And I'll look at him like, son of a bitch. Reverse those last 2. Yay. So anyways, yeah. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to thank everyone for tuning into the Ultra Confusion Thursday Night Hangout. It's been a pleasure to give you everything coming out of my head, my mouth, and of course, my heart. I'm not exactly sure. I mean, we'll have a Thursday Night Hangout next week. I don't know. I might just grab Jason again, or Zelius might be here, or Jesse might be here, or random dude. Or maybe I'm flying solo. I don't even know. I don't even know what date it is today.
It's
the 19th. There you go.
Maybe Drifter Thursday.
Drifter Thursday. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in, and we will see you soon. Before I go, though, remember that I do stream gameplay after this. It's probably going to be, well, hell, it's going to either be Slay the Spire or Paladins, so be on the lookout for both. So I will see you later.